It's the NFL on EA Sports. And up next, we'll see Mike Williams. It was a nice line for him a week ago, reaching the century mark and scoring a touchdown. It's the Lions and the Desperados, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
From the oldest capital city in the Americas, founded in 1325, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Mexico City. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Desperados of Mexico City. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Mexico City team as they enter play here. We're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, well, down on the field, they're all thinking the same thing that they... Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. He'll look to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 17-yard line. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. They'll look to throw again. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Ferguson. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. First and goal. Back to throw again. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Aleem McNeil collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. On second down, it's Walker. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on third and goal. Back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a fourth down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on third down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected fourth down here.
Patterson's kick is good. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Now 2nd and 3. Now Goff. He finds his man complete. It's Norton. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Goff now looking to throw. And it's incomplete. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. This pass down the field for Gibbs. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Walker now on 1st and 10. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The numbers for Walker last week. 16 carries, 73 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
And this shot downfield on 2nd down is brought in. Down the right sideline. Touchdown! A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Desperados had 6 to their lead. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. He can't get him down. Breaks free again. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one. And what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told us all.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our score as they kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 28-yard line.
Play action. It's Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Another run for Gibbs here.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Gone. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he's stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't even think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
On to the second quarter, Mexico City in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He's got the first down. He's got a big game going right now. Already over 100 yards receiving in this first half alone.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
Well, that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Throw out wide to Walker.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
They'll set up a throw.
Repeated the last play, finding Walker.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. So the completion good for just 3. And that will bring up second down.
Straight ahead, Walker.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Patterson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're
you
down.
Don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. From the gun, here's Goff.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Lions on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw is Goff.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to football.
And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 9. Gibbs straight ahead.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He's got it complete to Gibbs.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Now it's Goff off the bootleg.
Into the hands of Williams across the formation.
The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Goff. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. 2nd down. To the air again. Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. But the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Back to throw. Goff. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Well, that's something of a pick-me-up, but the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Taken at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day,
there he goes left side. Look at the big man rumble. And all the way in from a touchdown. Luke Schoonmaker, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Desperados continue to pull away here in this first half. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Goff now to throw. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll drop to throw. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that answer.
That's cold-blooded.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. Patterson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So more of the same here, CD. Not a touchdown, but 3 more points added on to their lead.
Yeah, it's been a total domination here in this first half. Offensively, defensively, even the special teams have chipped in as he connects on the field goal. It may be a little bit premature, but I think the only thing they're worried about dominating now, the post-game meal.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and it's the Titans out in front in that one. The Titans trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we stay in the AFC East. We head to Buffalo to see what's happening with the Bills. And you can see they lead the visiting Houston Texans at halftime. Stephon Diggs, a touchdown catch in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Well, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Now, the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at their 49-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. Open man is Kirk, complete. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Back to throw here.
And one more time, here's Kirk.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
They'll run for it. It's Walker.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
So the drive will indeed continue. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now back to throw.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield, even with a big lead.
I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And he missed it. It's no good. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. Goff. He's got a man. That's caught left sideline. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Here's Goff. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs. And he'll take this one down near the 15. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And his kick is good. And that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Walker with it. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
2nd and 10.
Second and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 11 yards there, first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Mexico City. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Up the middle, here's Walker. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So they bring out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. The Lions offense set to take over. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now Goff. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
First down, Lions.
Throwing again is Goff. He finds his man complete. That's Norton. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 49-yard line.
Now it's Goff. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah, and he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. On the counter, it's Walker. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Walker. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps them pick up the first. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Walker with another carry. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on 1st down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the 1st down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the 1st down because in college football, the clock stops with every 1st down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Back to throw now on 1st down. That's to Schoonmaker, the tight end. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. On the give, it's Walker. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it 8. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And this is where you can't help but think about our friend, the coach, the late John Madden, because this was his kind of football right here. Line them up and let them get after it down in the trenches. And as a running back, you just need that one crease, one sign of daylight. He finds it, and he barrels into the end zone. Touchdown, coach, just like you would draw it up.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here come the Lions now. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. That is caught. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Goff. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down. To throw is Goff. In trouble, and he's taken down.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Mexico City, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.